YouTube stories, that's what keeps us awake at night. Either scary or just plain stupid to listen to. But do not worry, my friend, this story that I'm about to show you right now is 1 billion% real and authentic. Just like any other story that is told to you when you're just a child requesting an interesting tale before going to sleep. Now, grab your popcorn, drinks, and also gather your friends because now I'm about to tell you my story from one of my experiences in my childhood. If I remember correctly, I was 9 years old then, between the years 2008 to 2009, somewhere in that ballpark, when my uncle had an accident from falling off a tree, causing him to break one of his legs and be injured for a while. And my grandma immediately flew from their province to check on my uncle, obviously, to tend to his needs. Now, the setting. One of the aspects of the story is the setting, right? Now, I should visualize you first. What is our home back then in around 2008? Our family lived in an apartment in, I guess it is a type of land named Kaingin. It is a term where mountainous place or uh, really any place are being burned to put up houses and such. I can't quite clearly know the definition of it. Maybe if you could search for it, you'll know what I mean. Back to where we lived in, there are two kaingins where you can get my point, where we are in the first kaingin, and my uncle and grandmother are in the second. Onward to the story. One day I decided to visit my uncle to say hello and to my grandmother as well. So when I visited the house they were lived in, I also decided to stay for one night since I visited late in the afternoon and literally back then there are no post lights. So typical night in that house, no television at all other than a radio. So there's go my entertainment for that night. And as 8 p.m. passed by, sure as a 9-year-old boy, I gotta sleep for tomorrow. So I went ahead to solid wood of a bed with a thin mattress as I try to pass the night for tomorrow. Then here we go to our climax, ladies and gents. Prepare to wipe your eyes and start waking up because I'm about to get the pickle out of your lunch bags. Now, roughly around 10 to 11 p.m., I think, I immediately wake up or woke up from my sleep since I'm hearing a strange sound coming from the roof. The house that I sleep to also does not have a ceiling, so I can pretty much hear the horrifying sound that I heard above our roof. It was terrifying back then, considering it's also pretty quiet and such in our area. And wait, how to describe this sound? The sound is pretty much like a tiny lizard. You know that tick sound? But if that lizard has equipped a megaphone and also has a lung of a singer, I'm I I can pretty distinguish the difference between a regular lizard compared to the monstrosity of the sound that I heard. because the sound that I've heard that night was pretty long compared to a normal lizard. I think it's around 2 to 3 minutes. And that time, my grandmother also heard that noise and she quickly gives me a clove of garlic. A clove of freaking garlic. At that time, I do not know what is the purpose of that clove, but she told me to keep it and go back to sleep. As I, as I tried to fall asleep while hearing that menacing sound, came the next day, and as I wake up or woke up again, sorry for the English, I feel very relieved knowing that that weird sound that I heard that night was gone. I feel like very elated and elated so much that I feel like I am in a high state of euphoria. Even special videos can be even compared to that. You know what I mean if I said special videos. Now the morning is past, and as a terrified kid that I am, I immediately went home and explained to my mom the events that happened that night. She said it was called do I pronounce it? It is called in this country, or at least in our vocabulary, a tick tick. Wait, let me pronounce it again. Tick tick. If you can pronounce it properly, just take the word, the first word I mean of the abominable piece of shit app on the phones, the TikTok, and just repeat it. That's how you pronounce it. She said that it is a folklore creature that comes to hunt the pregnant woman by using its long tongue to get their inborn child and eat it, if I remembered correctly. Because of that because of that scene, I was a little traumatized by that event, and I do also have a fear of going to others' homes besides, of course, where I live right now. And there you go. There's my pretty little story. The story that can even compare to Mr. Crab's tale of the Flying Dutchman. And if there is a lesson to be learned here is, I think, always bring a clove of garlic. And that about pretty much to this video, and yeah, see ya.